A woman is never going to walk up to you and announce that she has chosen you. That is not how attraction works for us. Instead, we communicate in ways most men never even notice. And the truth is, our hands say more than our words ever will. There is a silent physical language women use when we are interested. It is subtle, but it is intentional. If you miss it, we do not repeat it. We simply redirect that energy towards someone who is paying attention. Research has shown that women send multiple attraction signals before a man even recognizes one. By the time you start wondering if she might like you, she has probably been signaling for a while. And the strongest signals usually come from her hands. Faces can fake expressions. Voices can fake enthusiasm. Hands are harder to control. It is surprising how often men mistake clear interest for simple friendliness. Friendly behavior carries a completely different physical tone. Once you understand these signals, you will start noticing them everywhere. One of the most common signs is the slow hair touch that trails down toward the neck or collarbone. This is not random fidgeting. When a woman lets her fingers linger and slowly move downward, she is drawing attention to a vulnerable area. Exposing the neck is deeply tied to trust and comfort. It signals openness. If she keeps doing this while looking at you, she is inviting your attention. Ignore it, and she may assume you are not interested. Another powerful sign is what psychologists call object displacement. If she slowly runs her fingers along the rim of her glass, traces the edge of a cup, or lightly strokes something on the table, it can signal contained attraction. The desire to touch is redirected to an object because direct contact is not yet socially appropriate. Her body is managing tension the only safe way it can in that moment. Then there is the arm touch. This is deliberate. Women do not casually touch men we are not drawn to. A light hand on your forearm while laughing or a gentle tap on your shoulder is often a test. She is watching how you respond. Do you lean in or pull away? Physical contact during conversation increases connection and perceived attraction. She knows that. That small touch carries intention. Another subtle but powerful cue is open palms. When she gestures with her palms facing up or rests her hands openly toward you, she is signaling comfort and trust. Open palms subconsciously communicate that she feels safe and receptive. Closed hands suggest guarded energy. Open hands suggest emotional availability. None of these signals exist in isolation. Attraction shows up in patterns, lingering movements, repeated gestures, subtle physical shifts. When you see consistency, that is when it matters. The real takeaway is awareness. Once you understand this silent language, you will recognize when you have been chosen. And at that point, the only question left is whether you are confident enough to respond. If she finds a reason to touch your hand, pay attention. Maybe she jokingly compares hand sizes. Maybe she pretends to read your palm. Maybe her fingers lightly brush yours when passing something across the table. That is not random. Hand contact is deeply intimate without being overtly romantic. Our hands are packed with nerve endings, and even the smallest graze creates a noticeable spark. There is a quick rush of bonding energy in that split second, and she feels it just as clearly as you do. This is where so many men panic. She creates this tiny electric connection, and instead of staying in the moment, he pulls away too fast. The second he reacts nervously, the tension collapses. When she touches your hand, do not flinch. Do not rush to break contact. Let it linger naturally. If you can stay grounded and calm, she reads that as confidence. She feels safe with someone who is comfortable with closeness. That calm presence is powerful. Now let's talk about something even more subtle, wrist exposure. The inside of the wrist is delicate. The skin is thin, the pulse is visible. When a woman rests her wrists upward on the table, adjusts her bracelet slowly, or turns her wrist toward you while supporting her chin, she is showing vulnerability. On a subconscious level, exposing that area signals trust. It says she feels relaxed enough to lower her guard. This kind of signal is hard to fake because it comes from instinct. When she consistently positions her wrists openly toward you, she is showing comfort. She is communicating that she feels safe in your presence. And if you notice that openness, respond gently. Lean in, hold her hand, match her energy. Ignoring it can feel, to her, like her trust was overlooked. Here is the part most people never talk about. These signals are not endless. A woman will test the waters a few times. She might send one cue, then another. If nothing comes back, no acknowledgement, no reciprocation, she will slowly pull her energy away. You will see it happen. Her hands return to her lap, her body angles away, she checks her phone, the warmth fades. And you will wonder what changed. What changed is that she gave you opportunities to respond and you hesitated too long. The window is real. When she signals interest, there is a moment to meet her halfway. If you respond with warmth and confidence, the connection grows. If you freeze, the moment closes quietly. So now you understand. The slow hair trail to the neck, the fingers tracing objects, the light arm touch, the open palms, the gentle hand graze, the exposed wrists. These are not random habits. Together they form a pattern, a silent message. But here is the key. Noticing is not enough. You have to respond with presence. That does not mean rushing or forcing anything. It means being attuned, returning a touch, holding eye contact, leaning in when it feels right. Think back to a time when something felt almost perfect, but you were unsure. Chances are she showed at least one of these signals, and chances are hesitation got in the way. The next time you see them, stay present. Stay steady. Do not let fear override the moment. And if you want to understand this dynamic even deeper, especially the signs that show true comfort and readiness for connection, check out the next video on Lauren Ponce Daily. It builds on everything we covered here and takes your awareness to the next level.